In Week 9 of the LEC Spring Split, Mad Lions closed out their regular season with a win over Origen, an important win which would lock them in the top 4 and seed them into the upper bracket for playoffs. Today we're having a look at how the rookie roster showcased a unique draft and a well thought out plan to shut down one of Origen's main carries in Upset. Starting with the draft phase, it's worth pointing out that several high presence or power picks were left open. Mad Lions took away comfort from Origen by banning Karthus and Gangplank, but Aphelios, Ornn, and Syndra were still up. Origen promptly first picked Aphelios, and Mad Lions responded with Syndra and Lee Sin, the former being a powerful flex pick and the latter being a comfort pick for Shadow. After seeing Origen's second rotation, Mad Lions lock in Renekton. Origen tend to play a lot of magic damage junglers, and NUKEDUCK has recently been playing more tanks in the mid lane, which results in Origen's necessity to have their top laner play AD bruisers to balance out their compositions in terms of damage profile. This is why banning Gangplank and Aatrox, as well as taking away Renekton, was a key move to limit Alphari. They finish up their draft with a Maokai pick, putting the Renekton in the mid lane to match Ornn and opting for a very unique bot lane pairing of Syndra and Set. Mad's goal with this is to secure a pushing mid matchup and a strong mid jungle 2v2. This allows them to unlock Humanoid from lane as they look to play towards bot side, as Syndra and Set are a kill lane that want to snowball. Maokai is picked to play on the weak side of the map. He will get little attention and resources from his team, and is expected to play just defensively and lose gracefully versus Gnar. The game starts and Mad Lions' plan is immediately set in motion. They get information that Elise is starting at her red buff as Origen's bot lane leashed for Xerxes. This also means Xerxes will be pathing bot to top. In the meantime, Shadow does a leashless clear at his own red and intends to path from top to bottom. This decision is extremely important, as it allows Karzi and Kaiser to immediately set up in lane from the get-go. This enables them to choose what they want to do with the wave and gives them the upper hand when they reach level 2 first and can zone their opposition. Mad's bot lane start off with an aggressive trade to set the tone of the lane. With their opponents zoned out, they start to slowly push in and create a stacked wave to crash on the enemy turret. In the meantime, Humanoid does the same thing. He gets to level 3 first, pushes in Ornn, and forces a trade using his level and minion advantage. He then uses this to move out of lane and follows Shadow down to the bot lane as they plan for a 4-man dive. Mad Lions mid laner and jungler posture aggressively, forcing Upset and Destiny out of lane and not allowing them to get experience or gold from crashing the wave. In total, Origen's bot lane loses out on 566 experience, while Mad get a turret plate. But Mad Lions decide to take it one step further. With Elise now showing on the opposite side of the map, they make the call to dive on the next wave. Mad execute on the dive, quickly killing Upset. However, a fast response from Origen with a double teleport gets them 2 kills back. On first glance, this seems pretty bad for the Lions. However, it's important to consider the aftermath and what summoners were used. Upset no longer has Flash or Cleanse, and Origen used both solo lane teleports while Arome stayed in the top lane to catch up in gold and EXP and get some breathing room in what is a tough lane for him. More importantly, Karzi stayed bot. He pushed the lane and crashed yet another minion wave into Origen's turret, meaning more precious EXP lost for Upset. The next wave will innately push towards Mad Lions as it's now on Origen's side of the map. Upset pushed the wave and Mad Lions freeze it, putting Upset and Destiny in an impossible situation. They initially look to roam but quickly give up. Mad continue to hold the wave outside of their turret range, now with a level lead. Starved out of experience, Upset and Destiny decide to step up in an attempt to clear the wave and immediately get punished. Upset has no flash and he's playing Aphelios, a low mobility carry, so it's easy to catch him and blow him up. Mad push in bot and use the man advantage to get the first Drake of the game, as well as a support roam to mid to give Humanoid the ability to push in his wave, get to level 6, and regain dominance over the lane. The game continues with Mad Lions forcing the issue over and over. They constantly push mid, unlocking Renekton with the threat of more bot lane roams, which puts Upset and Destiny under an immense amount of pressure. A few minutes later, Karzi hits level 6. He's a full level ahead of Upset, who just ticked over to 5 and still has no flash. The Mad Lions bot lane immediately pull the trigger and kill Origen's AD carry for the 3rd time. At 8.5 minutes, the Mad Lions had a 900 gold lead. However, the bulk of their gold was exactly where they wanted it, with Karzi having 1100 gold over his lane counterpart. Mad immediately switch up their lanes after the third kill on Upset and send Carzzy and Kaiser to the mid lane. With no Drake on the map, Maokai moves to the bot side to hold, while Renekton moves to the top side. They have their eyes set on the next objective, the Rift Herald. The early Drake kill from Mad meant that once the Rift Herald spawned, there was no other neutral objective on the map that Origen could trade for. At this point, the Mad Lions had complete control over the top side of the map, and Origen's carry was too weak to fight, so they were unable to contest the objective. The Mad Lions continued to extend their lead, using Herald to get the first turret of the game and grabbing 9 turret plates in total. At 16 minutes, they sat comfortably with a 3,400 gold lead, and at 20 minutes, that lead was of 4,500 gold. In this match, Origen had the scaling advantage, but proactive plays from the Mad Lions meant that advantage never truly came into play. When Upset reached 3 items, he was staring down a team with a significant lead over him, a true damage-dealing Syndra, and multiple diving bruisers. The Mad Lions have continuously surprised over their inaugural split in the LEC, taking games off all 3 teams above them in the standings, and most recently besting G2 in a best of 5. They're guaranteed for a top 3 finish this split, and the future looks promising for this rookie roster.